He said that he is my damn man's, but he switched on me like a transformer. Yeah, he changed. Nigga, you gon' get your ass changed. Don't get your ass with hey. Had to run my damn bands up.
So today I have a special type of jump shot video here for you guys. Now this is footage some of you may seen before, but this is JUMPSHOT 98. This was the best JUMPSHOT 98 I have found. Now I'm going to get into detail and explain to you guys how to use this jump shot. I'm going to show you an example of the green windows at the end of this video. So hit the like button, positive vibes. Now base 98, right? The way how you have to shoot with this jump shot is, it's like base 11 back in NBA2K20. You have to be on point to hit with this shot. Why do people use it? Why do all the best players use it? Why do people wonder why people use it and then you use the shot and then you can't hit with it? Because it is the fastest jump shot in the game. And when you have the fastest jump shot, you can hit the green window faster. Now understand, when you're hitting the green window faster, it doesn't mean that it has the best green window or it's the best shot to use for your build. It just depends on the timing. So you have to be on point when you're shooting these types of shots with this type of base. Okay, look how you have to release it right over your head. This shot is a shot where you have to release it right over your head. Once it gets to your head, meter on or off, you have to hit that cue. Now you can still see the cue with the meter on. Now this is old. I use my meter off now, so understand this. This is just old footage. I use my meter off, but I'm trying to teach you guys how to use this base. Another key thing when you're shooting with this base is you want to make sure your feet is always set. That's how you green all the time with this base, is making sure your feet is set. If you stop and give yourself that stop, the jump shot is fast enough for you to pull it. People won't be able to contest. You will still green. If you watch a lot of good players, they stop, they get themselves set, and then they green most of the time. You see how you can still stop, do combos, and still green with the base. And this is a meter on, so imagine if my meter was off. So this is a meter on and you're seeing base 98 being able to consistently be hit. Getting your feet set and seeing that cue, hitting that cue, it's a natural muscle memory thing that you have to pick up on when you use this base. So it is for high skill players. It's not for the average player who can't really time his shot really well, who can't see his feet set. But the benefits that you do get from this shot, because it's the fastest, are beautiful. That's why people use it. Once you create that space, oh, you got base 98. It's so fast, it's so smooth. But the timing has to be on point. You have to learn how to time the shot. You have to learn how to get your feet set. If you're using Hall of Fame quick draw, you have to understand Hall of Fame quick draw, you have to be on point. The green windows has certain seconds you have to hit. If you're not hitting those times on point, you're not going to green. And then base 98 is going to feel very, very inconsistent to you. Like most people, they're like, yo, everybody uses it. But you come up to those players who can't use it. And that lets you know that you have to be on point with the shot. That's the only difference. Whatever person is using it, he probably could have better shooting badges, a higher shot than you. And still it's even inconsistent because I've used it and I've ran into those problems with this shot. So understand this. You have a green window and then you have a timing window, okay? Your build has a natural green window, depending on your attributes and your badges. And then you have a timing window that you have to hit to combine. You guys understand how the game works now? So it's all about being precise. This is like one of those gamble bases. It's like base 11. Once you become elite, and there's more bases in the game. This is not like the only base. That's the thing I like about the 2K20. It's not the only base you can use. There's many more bases in the game. It's beautiful. But this is the fastest. And you know there's players that like to get that shot off fast. They don't want to wait. But Amateur 1 is very beautiful. Look, I'm going to get into that base. Let's keep talking about 98. Now, what builds do I recommend to use 98? Builds that can get their feet set. So if you're a build that has ball handling, good ball handling, and your build's not sloppy and you're not all over the place and you can get your feet set really, really quick, that's the players I recommend to use this base. Remember in NBA 2K19, everybody couldn't use base 11. You had those players who had to use that base. I think it was like one of those bases. It was in the single digits. But you had everybody who used, there was 2 bases in there. And everybody just used those 2 bases. Some people couldn't use base 11 because it deals with a certain type of muscle memory. Some people they just can't pick up on it. They just can't get the feel of it when they're doing certain moves. Everybody is different. Everybody got different ways of playing. Everybody got different ways of seeing how to score, seeing how to shoot a certain shot, seeing how to get themselves open, creating space, seeing what badges work for them. Look at this. Ooh, man, that was beautiful when I did that. And this is with the meter on. So once you take that meter off, you just have to find the cue. If you're a consistent shooter, like on some real, like I'm being 100% real with y'all. If you want to use base 98, it's going to take practice. And you're going to have to get consistent to where you know your patterns. You know, like, okay, I hit this move perfectly. Let the ball come over my head, release, and it's just natural. It's muscle memory. It's easy. It's like, oh yeah, this is just what I do. I love this shot. You have to get to that point. And you have seen players that green up consistently with base 98, but then you run into players that's like, yo, it's inconsistent. No, it's not inconsistent. You have to understand you are inconsistent. If you're watching these games, I'm only missing like 1 shot. Some games I'm not, and this is using base 98. So it's just about consistency. It's not 2K doing it one game. No, you guys got to remember 2K has a mathematic system. Depending if you have a person with Intimidator or another defensive badge contesting you, or your stamina's down, or you just been missing shots, so you're at a C grade, you're at a D+, your stats and attributes are going down. Remember the system. I always want to remind people and tell them to remember the system. Mike Wayne said it on Twitter. You can go see it for yourself. As you're playing good, as you're making good plays, bad plays, your stats is going up and down, up and down. So understand this. A lot of the times this information may be hard to keep up with, but it's not. If you take time to listen, there's a whole bunch of different areas with numbers to it, okay? So let's get on to this example right here of green windows, okay? These are not the exact numbers because I don't know the exact numbers, but I know this game runs off of numbers, a math system. That's why we have attributes at 95, 86, 73. You guys understand this? 2K doesn't put in the badge descriptions, oh, your green window gets increased by this much with Green Machine on Hall of Fame. No, this is why 2K Labs have to give you those numbers and those statistics, right? Okay, so you see, the first one is the green window that you start off with. Now, depending on your build, it could be higher, it could be smaller. If you're sharp, I would say you would start off with the number 2, okay? Number 4 is after you made 4 shots. You see how your green window goes up. Number 6, you see where you're at. Number 6, so if you made 6 shots in the game, your green window's going to be at that level, that kind of high. So you're going to be able to start pulling from deep. You're going to be able to hit more consistently. You go shoot a dribble pull-up, you're going to be able to hit it. You're going to get rewarded because the game realizes you're doing good. You have a B+ grade. Then if you're at an 8, your green window, remember, those numbers are just numbers that I put to give you guys an example. So like if you're at an 8, right, your green window's maxed out. Like my build, you can start shooting from half court. You can shoot crazy greens, contested greens all the time. If they're in that contested box and they're late contesting and they're in that late contest situation and I time my shot good, automatic green. It's just up to me at the end of it. You guys understand this? You guys are starting to realize what I'm telling you? Now let's go in reverse. Let's say if we were at an 8, right? And then a lockdown came and he blocked my shot, a 3-pointer. I can drop down to a 4 depending on his badges, depending on how much Hall of Fame badges he has, and if he has on that other badge that brings your takeover down, I can drop down to a 4 because I'm going to get a turnover, I'm going to get a block shot, and my grade's going to go down. Understand? Let's say I get another turnover. I go back down to a 2. Okay, let's say I steal the ball back and then I make a good shot. I go to a 6. Let's say I hit a 3. I go back up to a 6. Activate Green Machine. Depending on my badges, Hall of Fame, I can get back up to an 8, depending if I'm a sharp or not. You see how the numbers all work? This is how it works when it comes to this video game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button down. Positive vibes.